who could actually give crowd control to protect these citizens from a fate like Renee Good or our guy Alex. So, like, when does any of this ever come down to
When does
leaders?
personal responsibility
Monty,
take
I'm be
over?
real with you, Monty. This is what I say I hate about the Democratic Party. You don't hold y'all own accountable. Your guys can do so much to make this go away. You guys can do so much to turn this down, but you don't. You just pour
Because they
more
don't
gas
want it.
on
They
the
lost
fire.
an election and they're mad, Set. That's what this boils down to. They don't like that the orange man is in charge, and they're going to do anything they can to stop anything they can from happening. It doesn't matter what Trump's doing if we want to be 180 degrees in the opposite, and our crazy people will fucking support it.
But all right, though. Now I'm gonna go ahead and play the video, and in the meantime, also bring Toby.
Can you mute Sid so the traffic can fucking?
Oh, for a little bit,
because he's looking for a video right now.
We're joined now by the city's police chief, Brian O'Hara. Chief, welcome to Face the Nation.
Good morning, Margaret.
What have you been able to learn about the shooting? Because we did just hear the claims by Secretary Noem and Mr. Bavino and their version of what happened. Do the videos and evidence back up their descriptions?
So unfortunately, we don't have any official information from federal law enforcement about what has happened. Even when our officers initially responded to the scene, our watch commander was not given even the most basic information that is typical in a law enforcement involved shooting, just to ensure that there is potentially no other victims. Since then, the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension responded to the scene at my request. They were blocked from the scene yesterday, but they have since returned to the scene and are now canvassing for additional witnesses and evidence that may be there.
So do I understand you saying that Minnesota has just begun its investigation today?
There were attempts yesterday to begin the investigation. I do not know what, if anything, was conducted yesterday. I do know that while they were at the scene more than once, they were not permitted to enter before the scene then was contaminated.
And for our viewers, Minnesota is a little bit different. There is this Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. That's the state agency that investigates use of force incidents. They are separate from your police force. But from what you have seen in the public space and heard from federal officials, is there any evidence that you know of that PRETTI was assaulting the federal officers as the Border Patrol chief claims?
Well, I've seen the videos just as thousands of people around the country have, and the videos speak for themselves. I think it's deeply concerning, the things that are being said. This is an individual that was a city resident. It appears that he was present, exercising his First Amendment rights to record law enforcement activity, and also exercising his Second Amendment rights to lawfully be armed in a public space in the city. So I think very obviously there are serious questions that are being raised. And I think the greater issue is, even if there is an investigation that ultimately proves that at the time of the shooting it was legally justified, I don't think that even matters at this point, because there is so much outrage and concern around what is happening in the city.
What do you mean it doesn't matter at this point? You mean the situation on the ground is already, the impression is left?
People have had enough. This is the third shooting now in less than 3 weeks. The Minneapolis Police Department went the entire year last year recovering about 900 guns from the street, arresting hundreds and hundreds of violent offenders, and we didn't shoot anyone. And now this is the second American citizen that's been killed. It's the third shooting within 3 weeks. People have been speaking out, saying that this was going to happen again. And I think everyone is kind of waiting for folks on both sides to come together and just figure this thing out. This is not sustainable. This police department has only 600 police officers. We are stretched incredibly thin. This is taking an enormous toll, trying to manage all of this chaos on top of having to be the police department for a major city. It's too much.
Are you calling on ICE to leave?
We understand that for as long as there has been ICE, there has been immigration enforcement in Minnesota. The problem is not that enforcement is happening, it's clearly the manner in which these things are happening.
Well,
these tactics are very obviously not safe, and it is generating a lot of outrage and fear in the community.
let me ask you about what we know, because DHS claims that PRETTI had a weapon on him. You said that you implied PRETTI was carrying at the time of the incident when you said he was a legal firearm owner with a license to carry. Do you know if the weapon remained concealed, or was it ever brandished?
I have seen different experts and people analyzing the video that have made statements about that. I cannot speculate, but I don't have any evidence that I've seen that suggests that the weapon was brandished.
Okay, because we checked, the Minnesota gun permit rules allow for concealed carry, and there are no restrictions on carrying in a protest.
Yes.
But the Homeland Security Secretary
Yes, that's right.
said that he had 2 cartridges on him in addition to the gun.
I mean, all right, first thing that irritated me is how we have over 600 police officers and you ain't used not name one of them to help out in this situation.
Wait, pause. So I want to give the police chief some credit, because I think he's trying to be objective. He's a leftist, but he's trying to be objective. So I will entertain this. 600 police officers does not mean you have 600 police officers on duty. Usually most police departments run 4 shifts. So an A shift, B shift, C shift, and D shift. 12 hours for day and 12 hours for night, which means you typically work 150 of this, a quarter of your police department at one time. So they have 150 police officers for a city that I don't know the size of Minneapolis, but I'd venture to say it's over 150,000. You have 150 police officers for 150,000 people. Now, you cannot use all 150 officers, because that's what it would take to quell a riot every single day. You can't do it. No. What you can do is you can augment police officers to close down roads so that ICE can, do these things. You can arrest people that do you can do all these things. But here's the thing. The belligerent leftists out on the streets are not going to follow the commands of police officers, because they don't. They never have. Until a police department becomes like the Minneapolis Police Department or the Portland Police Department, where you have the chief of police up there crying or kneeling at the casket of George Floyd, they're going to be violent against them too. They do not care about law and order. So it's not about, if the police were just doing their job, yeah, it would help, but they would beat on them too. They would be they're helping the Gestapo. They're helping the Nazis. They're not hiding Anne Frank. They're letting Anne Frank go. So the goalpost would just move again. So I can see it in the way he's saying it. It's like it doesn't. We absolutely could do that. Things we're not allowed to, because that's our policy. So what I want to see is rhetoric that says we will arrest you if you vandalize the feds. We will arrest you if you do X, Y, and Z. Until we get to that point, it's all lip service. All he's doing is saying we can't do anything about it, and he's right. He is right. Objectively, he's right. Because why do they have 600 people in a city of 150,000? I don't know what Minneapolis's city. I'm venturing to guess. Why do they have 600? Is it maybe because 5 years ago they defunded the police department and fired a whole bunch of people?
True.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
I mean, Minneapolis ain't no small city. Go ahead, Toe.
Yeah, and what's interesting is Toledo is much smaller than Minneapolis, and a few years ago, even though about 4 years ago they ended up cutting the department by half, that still left us with almost 3,000 officers between all of the departments.
Yeah.
So Toledo is much smaller than Minneapolis.
And they're crying after they shot themselves in the foot, and they're refusing. Literally, this whole issue, when you pick up an illegal immigrant, respect the ICE detainer on them. It would take 3 people in a van to shackle him and take him out of prison and put him on a deportation plane. And that's what they don't want. And the reason that they don't want it is not because they don't want to follow law and order. I mean, leftists love not following law and order. But the reason they don't want to do that is because they do not want the Trump administration to be successful on their campaign promise of removing people. So they've pushed it that far. Now, okay, fine. You won't give us to them. We're gonna go in the community and get them. Oh, we're gonna organize massive riots and pay for protests to happen all around you. So it's gonna be complete chaos until someone dies, and then when someone dies, we're gonna label you as murderers. Oh, that didn't work. All of this is a Democratic ploy to make sure that this current administration is not successful in anything, or that there's something that they can point to that says they did wrong. So like low information voters like Sid say, Sid, turn your mic off. So people will say, oh, look, the approval ratings are down. No shit, the approval ratings are down because people don't want to live in complete fucking pandemonium and chaos all the time.
I sent you 3 videos in Discord of excessive force, and the first one is the one I was talking about where the guys were violently detained and then one of them was dropped off in a different parking lot, in a Walmart parking lot.
All right, I'm about to go ahead and access that now. Now, Sid, I do want to get your thoughts on that, though. If you're,
I didn't catch a lot of what Monty said, but he said I'm a low information voter that is like, oh, the polls are down. But my point there is that you guys should pay attention to that kind of stuff because people don't like this and they're going to vote you out of office because of it. That's my point. You know what? Don't pay attention to it. Don't care about it. That's all the better for me.
Didn't the polls also say he'd never get elected?
No, they did not. The polls in 2024.
Pretty sure they did.
The polls in 2024 had it as a toss-up. They had it as a toss-up. Everything.
So they didn't have it as he was going to wipe every swing state off the map? Huh.
Some did. Some didn't.
Almost like they tried to manipulate voters. Almost like they tried to dissuade Republicans from even showing up. Almost like that's voter manipulation.
Don't pay attention to it. Don't pay attention to the polls.
I mean, it doesn't. But that's your entire goal here is to point at the polls and say, "Oh, people don't support Trump." Why do you? Because they don't want chaos in their streets. Why is chaos happening in their streets? Not because ICE is following the law, but because people aren't following the law. So I don't care.
To most people that live there,
most people are idiots, Sid, and you know that.
They're okay. Tell the people they're idiots.
They are.
That's your
idiots.
strategy.
That's
Go
what
ahead.
You gather out of that. If that's what you gather out of that, you're an idiot.
Biden tried the same thing, man. Good luck. That's a great message.
I mean, he got a point there. He got a good point. I'll be real with you. Sid actually made a good point. He did, like, Biden did try to tell the all idiots for worrying about the economy.
Biden didn't even know his name. He couldn't even sign his own name.
But all right, guys.
And Trump was calling Greenland Iceland. So
no, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
Right,
you need that video too?
Well, hold on now. We're going to go ahead and go through Sid's videos because he did send 3 of them. So we're going to go ahead and look at all 3 of them because he brought proof. So, and shout out to Raxter for following me on Rumble. Appreciate that. So, guys, make sure you head over and follow me on Rumble. But all right, though, let's go ahead and get right to it. And this is 2 Target employees who are U.S. citizens injured during a Richfield arrest, most likely by ICE.
There are so many videos of ICE agents detaining people across the state, and one of them has sparked an intense backlash that we've been reporting on, reportedly showing agents detaining 2 employees at a Target store in Richfield. Ian talked to the man who took the video and has the latest on where those workers are tonight.
You doing all right?
Huh? I'm not doing all right.
Chaotic moments at the Richfield Target last week.
You good? What's that? You good?
As Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino and federal agents stopped in.
Hey, you guys Americans? Huh? None of your business.
The encounter captured on cell phones by bystanders as back and forth turns to 2 Target employees being tackled and detained.
You or what?
Big boy, I ain't gonna lie, that's a big guy.
As one video ends,
Christian, do you have anybody you want us to call? My mom.
others begin as one of the men shouts that he's a citizen.
Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
out of your ice.
And then they put him in the car.
Mike Trench was on his way to Target for groceries when he saw those federal agents, deciding to pull out his phone and record.
It was abhorrent. It was terrible. The manager was super upset.
Nothing illegal has
She
been
was
done here.
Screaming. She was as loud as she could be.
For the record.
She got
Except
right
for the running.
up to him when they were putting him in the car and just said, I have their documents.
2 employees were detained. State Representative Michael Howard says he's spoken to them and they've both since been released.
I can tell you that they are U.S. citizens. They were injured during this violent arrest.
Homeland Security said on X that one person was arrested for, quote, assaulting federal law enforcement officers. Yep. Howard disagrees with that.
That's what he did.
Pause it real quick. If they assaulted an officer, where's the fucking charge, Monty?
Why would they charge him? It's just going to get dropped in court.
Because that's a chargeable offense, dude. Assaulting an officer?
Sid, did they get released or not?
Yes. Why didn't they charge them if they assaulted an officer?
Because
you have no
fucking charge. But bro, there's not enough space in the jail for the amount of people that are assaulting law enforcement officers right now.
Oh my god. What do you mean? They don't even have to be kept in jail to have a charge against them.
And did he get charged?
No.
So he didn't get charged. Cool.
Neither of these people got charged.
But he did. I mean, I just saw the video.
They charged the fucker that threw a sandwich. They charged the fucker that threw a sandwich at a CBP officer, but they don't charge this guy?
You do realize they have the prerogative to do that or not to do that, right? They don't have to.
Why wouldn't they? Why didn't they charge them?
That doesn't mean that's an irrelevant point that you're trying to make. You're trying to hang credibility on it.
Bro,
there's plenty of crimes.
If I went and assaulted a cop right now, do you think I'd get charged?
Yeah, because it's an isolated incident, and you're not a part of this fucking.
This is an isolated incident too, dude. This is not in Minneapolis. This is in a small town in Minnesota.
God. I'm not talking about Minneapolis, Sid. I'm talking about fucking the attacks on ICE agents. They're going to fucking go after more egregious ones than this. That doesn't mean that this is not that.
And where in the video did he assault him that they just played? Where?
When he pulls his arm back when he tries to grab him. That's assault right there. He hit the officer.
He pulls his arm back when the guy tries to... Why is the guy grabbing him?
Because he's detaining him, which is his legal right to do so.
Why is he detaining him?
I don't know. I'm not him.
Why?
Do you know why? Do you know why?
Do you need probable cause? Well,
Yes.
for me, it just looks like the guy is recording him.
Are you a police officer?
And maybe saying mean names.
Are you a police officer? Do you get to determine probable cause?
Neither of these guys.
The ICE officers are not police officers.
No, dude. They're federal agents.
That's a police officer, you dumbass. Why does it say
police on their chest? And you know what? They don't act like police officers because when they shot that man, they fucking fled like criminals and left the cops to clean it up.
What are you talking about, you fucking moron?
Damn.
You are literally making yourself sound stupider by the moment.
What I'm talking about is the ICE fled after they shot that guy.
Yes, that's what they do. They leave the scene because they're not allowed to be on the scene. They're going for interrogations, you dumb fuck.
And Minneapolis police had to go to court to get them not to delete evidence.
Who cares? Why are you so... Now
I care. They have to preserve evidence. They have to preserve evidence. Yeah, they don't act like cops.
How are they deleting evidence?
How are they? They were detaining witnesses. They were confiscating their phones.
All right, guys. All right.
Like,
time out.
Nah, this is fucking dumb. He's bringing the most stupid fucking flat argument I've ever heard him ever bring.
I mean, hold on, guys, because I think I'm gonna have to give you guys a little debate session on this one.
I have to go anyway. I'm gonna let Sid. I'm gonna let Sid have this one. I literally have to go anyway.
All right,
so
I'll have to go in a minute too, but. Notice how there's no argument in response. It's just calling me a name and screaming.
Because it is clearly obvious to anybody that has eyeballs that he resisted arrest, that he assaulted the police officer.
He's floundering right now. He's floundering.
I'm not
and he's
floundering.
Screaming.
I'm trying to explain it to you. This is why you don't get a response, because you fucking keep interrupting. I'm not floundering. I'm fucking laying it out before I leave. He resisted arrest. He ran. He fled and eluded another felony. And then he hit the officer when he fucking tried to grab him. Those are 3 charges. Just because they're not charged. Just because they're not charged, let me answer the question, does not mean that you didn't do it.
Okay, buddy.
And all righty, now shout out to Laughable Panda. We can agree that the system is flawed. However, the problem is the screening process, not the institution. Then again, even if they screen better, we would still have people rioting in the streets. I mean, true.
Exactly.
Let's be real. It isn't really ICE. It's the reaction of the protesters. It's the reaction of these people, which is
maybe don't go and protest lawful order. Maybe don't go and protest a federal agency. Maybe, just maybe, mind your own fucking business and stay home and stop trying to fucking stir the pot. Stay home.
I thought you were saying it was their First Amendment right to protest.
It doesn't fucking matter. Do you want to die? Because you're gonna fucking die if you get in the way. Look at it that way. You're gonna die.
Your First Amendment right?
Yep, for your First Amendment right, Sid.
I think
go ahead.
I think you should. If they're killing you for your First Amendment right,
they're not killing.
That's
him for
really
his
what you're
First Amendment
saying,
right? They're killing him for getting in the way and then brandishing a weapon and trying to shoot somebody.
He didn't brandish the weapon, dude. Are you going back
the weapon
now?
On
Are you
him.
going back on what you said earlier?
I misspoke. Shut the fuck up and calm down, you fucking baby.
All right,
dude,
guys,
you're the only one calling names, man.
And all righty. Now, shout out to my man Parabolic Curvature. Let me go ahead and get his super chat in there. He says U.S. shares border with 3 countries, not 2. We do.
What's the third country?
Yeah, me too. I'm wondering, like, who's third?
I apologize for that. I was not expecting the dogs to go off the way they did, and I was not able to get my mute quick enough.
You're fine. You're fine.
But all right, guys.
What is the third country that we share a border with? The U.S.
Hold on now. We're gonna bring this back around with you two because I want to actually have a structured debate between you two because I think that would be actually a whole lot better than this back and forth that we're getting. You know,
it's not going to be better because all he's going to do is just throw.
We're going to do it by the structured way. Give 3-minute replies, 3-minute response, no interruptions, so everybody can get the idea out there and everybody knows where people stand.
Yeah,
I mean, he already said where he stands. He thinks that I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be able to enforce laws because they don't like it. That's his point. That's what it boils down to. They shouldn't be able to do it because Sid doesn't like it. Bro, that's what the argument always comes back to. Is, oh, they're not really that bad. They just broke a law just to get here. Oh my God, poor them.
Here's something I want to point out. Monty started yelling and screaming and name calling the minute I came back with videos that he said if I provided, he would give me the argument on.
You didn't provide what you said you would provide.
We haven't even watched half of the first one. I sent 3.
Exactly, and I've already disproven what you said. You said he was just picked up, poor guy, beat the fuck, and then dropped off. You didn't see the scuffle where they were fighting with him in the street?
Dude, there was no scuffle. They just grabbed him. For no apparent reason, by the way. He's walking backwards and recording them and calling them names.
Video has no context. We get it, Sid.
ICE had to release a memo that said, hey, people are allowed to call you mean names. It's not a crime. I don't know if you saw that one.
True.
But why do they have to tell the officers that in the first place? Because they react like this, and then they have it strains credulity. They have no charges to bring, but Monty's claiming this guy committed 3 felonies on video, and they're unwilling to charge him with 1, yet they release him, beaten, injured, in a different parking lot minutes later.
Where's the video of him being beaten and injured, by the way?
Well, interesting that ICE didn't record themselves doing that. But he was injured when he was released in the Walmart parking lot.
Oh, got you. So you have no proof.
What?
Got you.
The proof is that he was injured.
Oh, no. How did he not fall down the stairs? How do you know he didn't get beat up?
What stairs? The stairs of the SUV? His own claims. He says he was injured in the arrest.
Was he fighting back?
Yeah. You can see the video, guys.
You don't get injured if you're not fighting.
You're going to get injured.
You can see the video. And why aren't they charging this guy then? You guys have no answer for that. You have no
I've answered it twice. I've answered it twice.
I have a
bigger
decent
things to
answer. I
worry
mean, they
about.
could have gave him a warning on the nice side.
Yeah.
It's called discretion. They have the discretion not to charge people. It's not a mandatory, he commits the crime, he's going to get charged. It's called discretion.
If you're assaulting an officer, you are going to get charged. Anyone listening to this, don't think that
as a kid, I wasn't charged with assaulting an officer.
don't think
I
that you
have
can go
assaulted
out and
officers, and I have not been
Okay,
No,
charged
you
with
can't
it.
sure.
just
It's
go out
called
and
discretion.
assault someone.
Don't think you can just go out. Anyone listening to this, that you can assault an officer like they are claiming, like the ICE is claiming, and
And
not get
you
charged
see
with
it
it.
for your own eyes. You see it
If
with
you
your own
do,
eyes. They're not claiming
if
it.
you,
It's what happened.
no, you don't see it. I don't see where he
I
assaulted the
saw it.
officer
I
at
don't know
all.
where you
I
didn't
don't
see it.
see. I have eyes, and he did not assault the officer.
Yes, he
I
did.
mean, where?
Do you know what the definition of assault is, Sid?
Where did he
Go ahead and
assault the
read for me the
officer, Monty?
definition of assault. Go ahead
No,
and
where
read the
did he
definition
assault?
of
Why
assault.
don't you tell me? Why don't you just tell me where
Run
he
the video
assaulted?
back. Let's run the video back because I have to fucking leave and I'm tired of fucking you moving the goalpost on the conversation every time you get proven wrong.
You
Run
don't
the
know what
video
that
back,
means. What
please.
is the goal? What
Run the
goalpost have I
video
moved?
back, please, Set.
No,
Gotcha.
Monty, I'm gonna need you to clarify where I moved the goalpost from where to
When
where.
every single time I say, "Oh, it wasn't this," then you move on to another topic, or you fucking say
When?
you change. Shut up! Do you want me to fucking answer or not? Shut up! I need to go, and you're fucking being ridiculous. You move the
Well, you're
goalpost.
lying.
When I'm not lying, you're the only one that's lied here tonight is you, bud. You've lied about everything
You're
you've said,
lying.
including this.
Dude, you're lying about the assault, and you're lying that
Can you the
this is
video that Sid set in set?
Mhm.
That's not the video Sid set in. That's the
Oh,
video of
you
the
mean?
shooting.
Oh, I thought you meant the video of. Oh, when you said did he push him or not? Oh, okay, you meant Sid's video. Whoops, a daisy.
Yes, when he's fighting
yeah,
with the officers.
we're about to see a violent assault from this guy.
Did I say violent? An assault does not have to be violent.
Right.
Chaotic
Assault
moments.
is violent.
No, it's not. It's putting the fear of violence into somebody. That's the definition of assault.
Putting the fear of violence into somebody. Okay, tell me
Yes.
where that happens.
Can you play the video?
I'm playing right now.
Two target employees being tackled and detained.
You or what?
Good guy.
Look, they're grabbing him.
And now he's running.
One video
And now he's hit
ends.
him.
Christian, do you have
Where did he hit him?
When he swung around to face him, he hit him.
He didn't. No, he
threw a
didn't.
left hook at the officer.
They're grabbing him. Grabbing him.
As one video ends.
Christian, do you have somebody you want us to call?
Maybe it was.
What?
He threw a left hook.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I
down.
kind of see what Monty's talking about, actually. Like, if you see how he kind of like jerked his body really fast, like he was throwing something. Look, boom, right there. Like he did it kind of quick.
That doesn't look like a punch.
It's a whip around.
I'll be real with you.
It doesn't look like a punch to you because you've been proven wrong and you called me a liar. So I want my apology now, please.
That is actually
3 out of 4 people believe what I just said.
I mean, we can't say
that's actually an
100%
instinctual thing to do. Sorry.
So they detained him, they arrested him, and they didn't charge him. But it's so clear to everybody that that's a punch.
And all right,
Probably
guys. Oh, go ahead, Tova. Go ahead.
And I say probably because they couldn't. To them, they weren't 100% sure. It might have grazed them because technically, it's actually instinctual. If you're trying to get away from someone and they grab you by the arm, you're going to swing around out of instinct and try and get them to release you, regardless of who the person is. So probably because of the fact that it was an instinctual situation or an instinctual act, that's probably why they didn't charge him, because it's an understandable reaction, which they will do.
It doesn't matter. You can instinctually fire your gun at an officer.
I mean, actually,
it doesn't.
No, dog. I've literally seen people.
You can instinctually
try to instinctually move their car while an officer is coming at their car, and an officer didn't, hit them with the whole evading police. They said, "Oh, well, my bad, I overreacted, and it was an instinct. I was scared," and they was able to get off with that. I mean, let's be real. There are some cops that are reasonable with you.
There are many
these guys
that are very
charge somebody that threw a sandwich, and they're not going to charge somebody that allegedly punched them.
I'm weak. Well, different cops. Different cops. Different cops. Remember discretion.
But it's not about it's not the cops that decide. It's not the cops. It's the agency.
Yes, actually.
No, it is the cops.
And
it is the cops. Remember, this is one of the reasons why I used to say. Oh, I'm sorry, Tub. Go ahead. Nobody interrupt Tub.
It is up to the police officers what they're going to tell the DA about the incident and what they put in their report.
The DA wouldn't be the one charging it. It would be the federal government.
What they put in the report is up to the officers.
The federal government
will go by.
the federal government that is going around saying if you lay a finger on our officer, you will be prosecuted to the full extent of the
How
law.
long ago was
Constantly,
this?
constantly, that is Pam Bondi saying that. Constantly,
you're-
that's Trump saying that.
Bro, we hear what you're saying, but you gotta understand though, a lot of officers do run off discretion. Like you're right. One officer did get hit with a sandwich, and they brought down the law on that guy. You're saying, well, why didn't this guy who got punched didn't get the same treatment? Because different officer, different group of guys. They were probably a little bit more
It wasn't
understanding
the
than that
officer.
who got hit with the sandwich.
It wasn't the officer that brought those charges. It was Janine Pirro. And in this case, it could be the federal attorney in Minneapolis that they have there, or Pam Bondi.
Different people.
Yeah, but on their discretion, they can choose who to go after. Now, I may not agree with it, but let's be real, it does work out.
Okay, so do you agree that the rhetoric from this administration is if you lay a finger on one of our agents, you will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law? Yes or no?
Yeah.
They did say that, but not all the time. But here's the thing, though. This is up
but
an individual officer, though. So an individual.
But if you punch an officer,
but if we're going off the attitude of the Trump administration, you're right. You're right. Then. But we're going at the discretion of that officer. Every officer.
The agency would charge, especially since there's video of it.
For the officer to write it up, to write the citation, to write out the report for the agency.
But if they're saying
that's it,
they arrested him.
Sorry, Panda was asking. She wants to know how they can get up.
Oh, I got you guys. Hold on here.
Well, they said that they arrested this guy because he assaulted an officer. So they arrested him because he assaulted an officer, but they didn't charge him. Why? Why even arrest him then?
Probably to talk. To find out who he is.
Yeah. Remember,
there's plenty of reasons for them to arrest someone. That doesn't mean they're going to keep them.
If any of this is convincing, all this narrative crafting and stuff, if this is convincing to anybody, I just don't even know what to say.
Bro, I'm be real with you. We're not even trying to narrative craft. Like, the thing is, though, there is, like, just like you said, there's holes in what we're saying. There's holes and also in what you're saying as well. Nothing can be the same.
Not really.
Yes.
What I've said is that the policy of this administration has been: you lay a finger on one of our agents, we will prosecute you to the full extent of the law. Then they claim that they arrested and detained this guy because he assaulted an officer.
And what an individual officer does, I mean,
but it's not. It's not about that. The agency itself would be the one that prosecuted it, not the officer. It's not him
has to write
in his
it up.
private capacity.
Step one is with the officer.
But
we all got to admit
they did write it up.
If the officer don't report it, then what does the agency go on? Nothing.
How are they claiming it's assault if the officer didn't write it up?
Remember, no, they didn't claim it was assault. Remember, that was
yes, they did.
On that specific video?
No, it says it in the video. They say that they arrested him for assaulting an officer.
Okay, then let's be real though. When he turned around and it looked like he threw that punch, we didn't see it. The officer's body was blocking it. For all you know, it may have been a push, it may have been a punch, it may have just been a turn of the arm. But we didn't really see all we see was his arm, him turn fast, and that was it. We don't know if he punched him, pushed him, whatever.
If they arrest you for assaulting an officer,
video, you can't say, "Oh, without a shadow of a doubt, I know he didn't punch him." No, there's definitely some doubt in there. I
have major doubt because they didn't charge him. They had him detained and under arrest, and they could have charged him.
Yeah, but let's say they were being real.
And that would send a message.
Like, look, you're an American citizen. I get you might have overreacted. Just don't do this again. We'll just let you go on this one. Like, bro, no, they don't gotta be savages all the time. Like, bro, there are officers that actually that will let you off. Especially if it's not that big of a deal. Like, I'm be real with you, like in this situation. There's a misunderstanding. They thought he was illegal.
How is it not that big of a deal?
Away.
They perp walk him into the car. They fucking are injuring him while they're putting him in the car. For what?
For reasonable suspicion of possibly being an illegal. He gave himself. I'm sorry, but he kind of put himself under the reasonable suspicion light with how he was coming at them.
By being brown?
No, well, I'm being
what illegal what illegal immigrants are putting themselves in the faces of officers, of immigration officers, recording them?
I mean, when you're working at Home Depot or Target or whatever, I'm gonna be honest with you, you never really know how crazy people are to do that to themselves. Or Or they might know somebody who's an illegal and they might be able to, like, I'm be real with you, interrogate him. They're allowed to detain him for up to 72 hours to find out whatever this guy knows. So when they put him in the car, that's called detaining. And they could have rolled around that man in the car for 72 hours and it'd have been legal.
Yep.
It's just the way detaining works. And like I said, not all officers got to go what the Trump administration say, even though that's what we want them to do.
Dude,
Well,
I've
Do you
been
guys want to
detained
watch the
for
rest of this video and the other
quite a few
videos? They're all
hours
very short.
once before.
Of course. I'll give you that.
I've heard your take on this one. I disagree. We disagree on this. But
got you. But all right,
I think it's excessive force and unnecessary. So,
all right, then we'll shoot. I'll actually we'll play all three videos.
Shoot. You know,
So we do got. I do got to give you that. Yeah.
I do have one thing I do want to point out. Up until the mid 90s, it was normal for officers get a call, go and they would end up duking it out with the person, shake hands, and everybody went their separate ways. That was completely legal for many, many years, up until the mid 90s.
it's not legal. It's just not observing the law as written.
But all right, guys, let me go ahead and get out to Laughable Panda. She said the First Amendment is freedom of speech. The Second Amendment is to bear arms. You have the right to say what you want. Just be careful because the other person can also have a gun. I mean, that's true. But all right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and play out his videos real quick because they're really short.
Own and record.
It was abhorrent. It was terrible. The manager was super upset. She was screaming. She was as loud as she could be. She got right up to him when they were putting him in the car and just said, I have their documents.
2 employees.
Oh, and one more super chat because shout out to the Rumble rant said by Laughable Panda. Appreciate it, sis. And then shout out Brittany coming in again. Said it's too dumb to understand how dumb he is. Well, dang. Oh, shoot, Laughable Panda came. Well, that was well.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Panda? But all right,
I'm going pretty good.
I love to hear. I'm gonna go ahead and play these 3 videos, and I'm gonna get y'all thoughts on it.
Were detained. State Representative Michael Howard says he's spoken to them, and they've both since been released.
I can tell you that they are U.S. citizens. They were injured during this violent arrest.
Homeland Security said on X that one person was arrested for, quote, assaulting federal law enforcement officers. Howard disagrees with that.
Border Control's account saying that they assaulted agents is what I would say is folks can believe their own eyes. Plenty of video that showed these workers violently being arrested. Greg Bavino himself is the one that asked these workers, are you U.S. citizens?
Howard says he understands some online saying these actions come after verbal insults were thrown at agents, but says that doesn't warrant treatment like this.
Because someone said a naughty word, that allows them to brutalize United States citizens for expressing their constitutional right. That false equivalency is, the gap is unbelievable. In both instances are just a sort of terrifying and egregious situation.
Now, I have reached out to Target for a comment on this, and Jana, I know you have as well, but we've been told that there is no statement coming from the company on ICE activity. Jana?
Yeah, Ian, just a simple no comment. And so that the young men are out of custody, no charges, nothing?
Yeah, I asked Howard what the current situation is with them because he's the one who's kind of been working with them and speaking with them. He says they're both out of custody right now. Obviously, we heard the situation with them, one with the dropped off at that Walmart, the other one detained for a long time as well, but both are out right now.
All right. And one of the things that we have covered, and maybe you got to this and there's so much going on, but, people are asking questions about can DHS go into these stores or ICE or Border Patrol? And the answer is a little bit complicated, but it's yes.
Yeah. I know you and I have talked a little bit about this, but yes, I mean, it's sort of this quasi-public private space as well.
All right. Thanks so much, Ian. We appreciate it.
All right. Now let's go. Whoops.
Good afternoon.
To the next video that Sid went and posted here.
We are also hearing.
Can I just say something
from another person
about?
Yeah, go ahead, Parabolic.
Hey, first off, good afternoon. Second off, I hope my mic's okay. It's a different mic, so I don't know if it is or not.
You're good.
And then third, so the one thing I will say about that last video, them trying to detain him, right? The only thing we can even say off of the video, just the video, again, we don't know every single fact. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I do, but off the video only, it looks like they're trying to detain him on a hunch. And you can briefly detain people on hunches. The Terry stop law applies here. However, I will denote that it did seem like the police seemed to, we'll just call them the police, seem to try to escalate the situation as the gentleman was trying to back away. They were just trying to film and back away. So as the ICE officers continue to pursue them without having said anything about, are you American citizens beforehand, right, while these guys are filming, I think that everything past that is what I would refer to. Well, I think there's a legal precedent. I don't know if I'm using it in the same legal precedent, but fruit of the poisonous tree, right? They're just detaining him because he was saying bad things, and they didn't have any actual justification to detain him.
Okay. All right. I see how you came to that. And hold on, shout out Brittany for sending a laughing disco for 250. You know, and on my honest analysis of the video too, it does seem like he was like egging them on. He said, bro, asked him, yo, are you illegal? Are you even here illegally? Are you like, you got your papers and all that good stuff? He continued to ignore them, and he was just like, all right, cool. Go grab them, guys. And he grabbed them, and they went and grabbed them. Like it did seem like it was about as simple as that. Now, when the ICE officer was walking towards him and that kid turned around, I'm not going to sit there and say that he punched him, but according to the ICE officer, when he made that sudden jerk around, he assaulted him. So
I wouldn't necessarily say he punched him. I would say that he maybe did try to push him. Like based off that that video, it does kind of look like he tried to push him away. Like, get off me, man. Right?
Yeah.
That definitely is what it looks like it happened. I don't know if his second hand made contact. Obviously, his first hand was already in contact with the officer's hand and arm. So like there's probably some contact going on there already. But again, I go back to before that even happens, this guy is just exercising his legal right to, film in public, be a, citizen journalist. People do this all the time, regardless if they make money for it or not. And the ICE officers, because of his words to them, started to concoct in their head, and this is just my own understanding of what I saw in here. That I can't actually speak to what their actual mindset is, just what my belief is. They started concocting, oh, well, let's get him because he looks different, and that is profiling, and that's wrong.
Yeah, but the Supreme Court gave them the okay to do so. Now, I mean, if the Supreme Court says that that's mean it's okay, well, no, not really. But I'll be honest with you, when it comes to catching these guys, we are going to have to do a little bit of profiling because sadly, most of the people that were let in here were brown and black.
Yeah. Also, Monty said something earlier about, oh, are you going to argue with the law? People argue with the law all the time. That's how laws get changed. Like, I know he's not here to defend himself, but that's just real. You can't say, oh, you're not going to argue the law, are you? Yes, all the time.
I do have something to say to that. So, like, if you look at the video, it does look like in the second clip of the video that he's trying to run away. And it does, like, I know that a lot of standard procedure when when a suspect is fleeing for at least police is to try to tackle them or to, catch them however you can. And like, even doing that, it can look like it's excessive force even before hands are thrown, because it's just, hey, they're getting tackled. It's a full body weight being pressed on them.
I'm not even
And
arguing excessive force, by the way, just so we're clear.
No, I'm just saying, because that's what Sid was arguing, was that it's excessive force. I don't see any hands being thrown. All I see is them tackling him and putting cuffs on him. Can we play that clip again so I can see that?
Let's see here. No problem. Talking about the Hispanic guy.
And while we're talking about that, I just want to reiterate the fact that my point is, I'm not even going to look at anything past them trying to detain him off of a hunch that they gathered while he was doing something that was obviously we'll say, aggravating towards them, right? So like again, once you get past that point, I don't think we can get past that point. Basically, like legally, I don't think we can get past that point.
All right.
That's why they didn't actually, like, in my view, that is why they didn't actually charge him, because they knew that looking back on any video evidence of this, they were going to be like, oh, we were starting to detain him after he was recording us, after he was around our area. We weren't there for him. We weren't there to, like, investigate him in any way, right? He was just recording, and then we started to try to, quote unquote, investigate him. And I think that everything past that is through the poisonous tree, and we can't even look at it.
And I think it says a lot about what ICE's actions are by what they release in private. When they have to start circulating memos that say, hey, it's not illegal for people to say mean things to you, and that's not justification to just arrest them, that does show that instances possibly like this, because it came out after this, and other instances like it, that what they did here was wrong and wasn't justifiable. And that goes into my argument that that's probably why they didn't press charges, because they don't want this stuff going through court. They don't want to keep losing in court over stuff like this.
Well, I do believe that there
how's
is.
How's that U.S. Conviction rate looking now? It was like 90%, right? It was.
Now it's really low. Now it's very low.
Crazy. That is crazy.
They can't even get grand jury. They can't even get a grand jury to agree to press charges on some of these things.
Bro, not anymore.
So,
I think it's the
there's,
reluctance of the people behind the district attorneys and the attorney general. Do you think it's that, or do you think it's just
there are a lot of
random
active
cases?
judges right now?
The judges don't decide; it's the grand jury.
The judges who are lawfully
on the
found
indictment, yeah,
to be impartial.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
And it's not the judges that decide on indictments; it's the grand jury.
Yeah.
And famously, people said, "Oh, grand jury will indict a ham sandwich." I guess not, because Jeanine Pirro can't get her drunk ass through a grand jury. So.
All right, though, but let's go ahead and go to the next video, though, and let's see what else my man Sid went and sent over.
We are also hearing from another person who was detained by ICE. She says that she was on her way to a doctor's appointment. Maybe you have seen this video. Some of the pictures of her arrest are online by now, really seen by millions of people. Aaliyah Rahman is the woman that you'll see being pulled from the car here. The arrest happened on January 13th. You can see her kind of pulling ahead. The agents, trying to get her out of the car. Rahman says she was not there protesting. She says she was on her way to a doctor's appointment. In the clip, which you can't hear the audio, you can hear her saying in the clip she's disabled, she's autistic, and that she's trying to get to her appointment.
Now I remember this because this girl has like a mental issue where it, like, and she was on CNN actually admitting to this. She has a mental issue where people give her orders, she hear different voices in her mind, she hear different things, and this is like part of her disability. So this was honestly like a communication error due to her disability and ICE officers. Because she said, well, I felt like I was getting conflicting, conflicting orders when she was getting the same orders. But sadly, though, she was too busy. Well, I mean, one, she was scared and she overreacted and she started hearing things that, she wasn't hearing. And instead of actually listening to the ICE officers, she wasn't listening to them. And that's what got her pulled out of her car. Her disability and the fact that ICE officers couldn't communicate effectively to her because of her disability. And remember, she said this on CNN. It's not just me just saying disability.
Officers, regardless of that, have been known to give conflicting orders. They did give conflicting orders to Renee Good. Some of them said, get out of here. Some of them said to drive away earlier, get out of here. And then they started saying, get out of your car.
No. They told her to get out of here the first time. She didn't listen. Then they came to her car. That's what they always do. I remember they did a whole news segment on there about how they handle obstructions. They go to their car. They say, look, you can get up out of here. And if you don't, then something's going to happen. They gave that.
They go to their car. They stand in front of them.
There was no second warning.
Did you fully look at?
They came for her.
What is it? Barnes versus Reyes.
Yeah,
Did you fully
I
look
remember
at that?
I remember I brought that up.
So remember, so you I think first off, number one, you got that completely backwards. You said it's the officer's view on it, and I said no, it's the totality of the evidence. Now, again, in layman's
no,
terms,
not to no,
evidence,
whoa,
hold on,
no.
hold
I
this.
said that. No, I say no. Yeah, no. Even they said it's the totality of the evidence means the full scene of it within the officer's view. Everything from the officer's view to the
No, it's
camera
not
view
just
and
from the
all of
officer's
that.
view.
That's the
No.
totality of evidence. When I was
It's
reading it
not.
out,
It's
they
not
also
from the
included in
officer's
that
view.
case that they have to go from what the officer was seeing as well. That is
Yes,
part
yes.
of the
Well, that's
totality of
one
evidence.
of no. That's one
So-
of the things that they have to do. That is not.
So I
that's not
had
the
to look.
whole thing.
I had to look something up. I had to look this up. So, oh, give me a second. I just went kaput. Okay, so I was looking up like laws against using excessive profane language. Like, just there are 5 of cases where it is not okay. Like, actually, can get you jail time or fines if you are just, using a whole lot of cuss words or stuff. There's the disorderly conduct. Like if you're doing something that, like doing something along with that, they can charge you with disorderly conduct. There's threats. If you are pushing them or hitting them in any way, then they can arrest you for that. Then there's something called the fighting words doctrine, which is language that is intended to provoke an immediate violent reaction from the listener. It is not protected by the First Amendment. And then there are some locations that have stricter rules where you can get jail time for using profane language in those areas. So I was just looking at this.
U.S. law, but can I just say something? Go back on number 1 right quick. Just read that back to me, and I do have something to say to that.
Number 1.
Yeah, the first thing that she said, the first.
Disorderly conduct. When you're
Gotcha.
when you have. So disorderly conduct when you're swearing excessively, like where he was repeatedly saying "fuck you, fuck you, fuck you."
Yes.
Okay.
So notation number 1. Did you know that a police officer cannot be the complainant? It has to be a citizen that is not a of the U.S. government, right? Like that it can't be an entity of the U.S. government. So it has to be a citizen that reports them for disorderly conduct, and then the police officer then has to arrest. It's not that, I'm screaming at the officer and the officer's now, that's disorderly conduct and now I can arrest you. That's not how that works. It has to
unless
be
it's accompanied with physical action.
Yes, and so with physical action, but that's not the words. The words are actually not even a part of that at that point. It's just the physical action, right? So like the words never even meant anything at that point, right? It's only the physical action that even matters for that. And again, disorderly conduct can be reported by a citizen, and if the officer is within earshot and the citizen reports it, then the officer can then arrest. That is 100% the case. You got that down pat, right? But again, an officer cannot be the complainant
For disorderly conduct.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
got you. Just for that law, that makes sense. All right, that makes sense. All right.
You can see the agents kind of smashing out the window, pulling her out of that vehicle. They cut away her seatbelt and then end up kind of carrying her.
One more thing
away
about the
by her
fighting
arms and
words.
legs. Now, in a statement, Aaliyah Rahman says that while in custody, she repeatedly asked for a doctor, but was taken to a detention center. And according to her, she didn't get medical help until she went unconscious in her cell. She says she was treated for injuries from assault as well. So she's alleging assault here. She says she feels, quote, lucky to be alive. DHS, so anytime we show anything like this, we always want to try to get the whole story here. So DHS, we did reach out to them, and they did address this particular arrest in a statement online, sharing another video of Rahman's arrest and saying, quote, as officers carried out their law enforcement duties, a significant crowd surrounded them and began.
And this a significant crowd surrounded them. Like I said, this is what needs to stop. Like, you can't sit there and try to crowd like a bunch of police officers while they're trying to do their job. That is basically obstruction. But once again, it's not being stopped by, the Minnesota leadership. It's not being stopped by Tim Walz or Jacob Fry. But it's all ICE fault though somehow.
Eating law enforcement operations, a federal crime. One agitator.
It's not all ICE's fault, but you say none of it is ICE's fault.
Oh, well, I'm gonna be real with you, and Renee Goodwin, not really, but in this one, I ain't gonna lie, ICE does share a good amount of blame here. So for this one, yeah, they do actually have something.
One last thing
on ICE.
On the fighting words, Chip Clint's, I'm gonna butcher this word, Chaplinsky versus New Hampshire. Makes it to where now it is direct in-person face-to-face confrontation is fighting words. So over the internet cannot be fighting words.
That's true.
That's just straight up case law.
Away from the scene, and she was arrested for obstruction. Another agitator assaulted an officer by jumping on his back. 6 of these agitators were taken into custody for assaulting law enforcement.
I do think that there may be some sort of precedent for like if you're like over the internet but have the ability to get to someone within a reasonable amount of time, that might actually still be considered fighting words. Like if you're like in the same city or something like that, I think that still can be considered fighting words. But I think it's like within a reasonable amount of time.
All right, there was another video that my man Sid sent in from New York Post. What the?
What the hell? What are you doing?
I mean, detaining somebody and this lady too.
Yeah, but why does man have to
now?
mace that dude who was already on the ground, both hands behind their back? Like genuinely. Can you please give me a logical reason why someone needed to be maced after they are fully detained?
To be quite honest with you, there is really no good reason besides F that guy.
So I did just look up.
And Sid's problem.
I did just look up the fighting words doctrine. It says here that it generally requires the speech to be delivered face to face, not through a note, not through the internet.
Yeah, so like you said, it can't be done over the internet. Yeah, it can't be
and
seen
again,
as
the general thing is because it can be like if you're do it over the internet, but you are within like the ability to come fight them, then I think it's still considered fighting words.
What do women really want?
I don't care what they want.
the
I
hell?
only care what they respond to. See, my focus is a little bit different.
What the hell is going on with that?
What was that?
I don't even know. Like, shoot, it wasn't even showing me the short that I was playing, so it was a slight glitch on the page. But
All it said was, "What do women want? I don't even know what I want." What? I'm sorry. Half the time, I don't know what I want to eat, but like, otherwise, I know what I want. I'll sit there and I'll stare at the fridge like, yeah, all this food looks good. I want to eat it all.
Can I take a shot at what you want? Happiness, security, peace. Same thing everybody wants. There's no difference in what men and women want. It's just like how some people go about things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're talking about relationship wise, I do think that they want two different things. But that's a whole other conversation. We'll focus on relationship and dating another time. But all right, though. Now, let's see here. I do want to get over here to CNN. What do I see? Well, actually, though, now that I've gotten through all of Sid's videos,